So getting in can be a little interesting. I kind of just hover and sit, and that seems to work pretty well. And I've never been one to really use the easy entry, but in this case, it works out really, really well. So basically, when I do go into park, I'll show you here, it just puts that wheel up and in and makes it a lot easier to get in and out of. So if any of you are going to be doing racing seats, such as these, which are quite awesome by the way, I would definitely recommend easy entry, which now I absolutely love and found a perfect use case for it. So here it is. How do you like it? Officially racing seats in the Tesla Model 3 Performance. This is the first Model 3 in the world with racing seats. We will be racing it soon, so definitely stay tuned. But wow. It's been a journey and a half for these. It's been, when did I start this? I think I started this in like March. I think it was about March when I really started looking into getting racing seats in here. And it's just such a complicated, long process, as you actually have seen in my last 2 installments of racing seats. So in the previous 2 episodes, we've gone over finding seats, picking out seats, finding what we like, what we don't like, trying to figure out how to do this without any errors. We bought some seats to take apart. We took them apart. We took the wiring harness out of it. We ended up getting custom brackets made. We are on sliders here, so I can actually move it forward and back to whatever I actually like. And we have some bangin' racing seats. These are like one of a kind right now, the QRTCs, which means they have the carbon back, look amazing for any rear passengers. That's why I still have seats, more on that coming soon. So as you can see in the back seat, there's this beautiful carbon fiber that everybody gets to look at on both sides. Super jealous of that. I don't really get to see it much, but look at all this legroom we have now. I swear before it was only like half that, which makes sense because these seats are a lot thinner, so they're not as thick as the like OEM seats. So back here, there's actually like a ton more room, which is great because since I am taking this on a road trip, if I'm at like supercharger or something, I can just kind of come back here and kick it. But yeah, I just can't get over how pretty the back of these seats are. Only thing that would be better is matte carbon fiber, but I might be able to have my buddy at Colorado Detail when I get back wrap these in like the matte paint protection film, like the outside of the car, which will give it that matte look and then protect it too. So these QRTCs actually aren't like really going to be widely available until like August, I think, but we were able to snag up some early. So super thankful for that because I think they look amazing. We have all the seat belts. We're currently using the stock seat belts. Although, fun fact, we do have a harness bar coming. We will be doing a 4-point harness. So catching up on where we kind of left off on the last episode, we got the wiring harnesses out of the 2 old seats from a wrecked Tesla. And so both the seats in the front actually have a separate seat occupancy sensor that we kind of went over too. Went ahead and rigged those up in each of these under these cushions. We ended up using the same pre-tensioner in the OEM seats. That's why it kind of looks weird on the outsides, but we have that pre-tensioner for the OEM seat belt. So this is the seatbelt part I'm talking about. This right here actually has a key that kind of goes underneath. You can kind of see that one spot right here, and then there's one on the other. And that actually unlocks it so you can take it off of this piece, which attaches to the pre-tensioner. But really, there's no way I could attach just this to the racing seat, at least not easily. So having the whole pre-tensioner down here, and this is actually a good thing. And to be honest, I kind of like the look of those. Almost looks like a little seat lever that you can pull, but you don't want to pull that. So Tesla wouldn't actually sell me the seatbelt key for the pre-tensioner and all that for safety reasons. I don't really agree with it, but I will agree with it for the sake of this video. But I went ahead and found a way around it. I was able to actually take my OEM seat out of the car, sit it right outside with the seatbelt still attached, and actually take off the pre-tensioner from the side of the seat and kind of fish it through that hole. And there you go. I didn't even need the key. So it actually worked out probably way easier than having the key. I win, Tesla loses, because I did it. Okay, so I will get my weight, 154.6. I have eaten a lot today. 204.8. So that seat OEM is 50.2 pounds. 195.4. So this seat weighs 40.8 pounds, that one's 50.2, so we're basically cutting 10 pounds per seat. But like I've said previously, it's not all about weight. It's about this actually holding us in and making sure we don't slide around, because when we were racing that one with Randy and everything, you slide around a lot. So this one should get rid of that entirely. We have the seatbelt clicker, and that is actually where the seatbelt clicks into. And if you don't have that hooked up to the wiring harness, you will get errors. And it's not great because, as you probably know, in a Tesla, if you're driving without a seatbelt and you lift your butt up off the seat sensor in the slightest bit, it will throw it in park as a safety feature. It's a great safety feature, don't get me wrong. So in both of the OEM seats on each side, there's actually an airbag in there, and that's one thing I couldn't retrofit into these. Probably not a great idea. So we were able to beat those airbag codes with some resistors that we got, which kind of took forever to find the right ones, but we did it. So then the only things we really aren't hooked up to are the seat tracks. There's some connectors for that. There's some connectors for heated seats, which we no longer have in here. You can add some like aftermarket stuff, so maybe in the winter if we're driving this, we'll look into that, but this really is not going to be a car that I'll drive in the winter anymore, so I don't really have to worry about that. We don't have lumbar support. I don't know, there's a couple other things in there too, but we don't need those in here. So getting everything hooked up, I actually switched out the driver's seat first, and 0 error codes. Super proud of that. Nothing.
We have power. There's no error messages or anything.
There's 0 errors, which means I should work for Tesla. Okay, so for those of you that are not sitting in the back seat of my car, such as David, we had one little person on the main screen that was red.
Oh, there it just showed back.
Okay, now you put your belt on.
Yeah.
And so we are just testing it to see, is that a permanent error or? Yeah, so every time we have our seatbelts on, there's 0 error codes. 0. How awesome is that? I'm so excited to go for a ride. No problem. I felt super great. I drove around with it for a week, tested it out. Love the fit here. We're super tight in here. Looks really good too, in my opinion. I don't know. Comment down below what you feel. But then when I went to go do the passenger seat, I got it all in there. No error codes. I started driving. And boom, front passenger safety restraint system fault. I tried to figure out what it could be because I have the sensor in here from the totaled car along with everything else. I went ahead and unplugged a bunch of stuff, still getting the error, then other errors on top of that. So it didn't go away. Ended up taking everything out of my original seat and then putting it in here, still getting the error. So right now we're driving with that front passenger safety restraint system fault error. I have some other things to potentially try, but I have to leave. I have 24 hours of straight driving to California to race this beast. So not a lot of time to be playing around with this. I have some ideas, but really Tesla Service Center didn't want to try to like recalibrate this sensor, which according to the Model 3 service manual should be recalibrated. They didn't really want to mess with it because I have modded a lot to this car. And they didn't want to get fired or anything, which I totally understand. So maybe Tesla, if anyone's watching this, please reach out to me so we can maybe try to find a happy middle ground. Because the seat sensor's in here. I really think all it needs to be done is calibrated. There's some things that I can try. They're just going to be time consuming, and I just don't have that right now because I got to get to California. So we're just going to live with that error for now. When I get home, I'll try to get rid of it. And if I can, we'll do another video. But really, the only error is it beeps like twice after like a minute of driving and it faults out. And then I can just reduce it. And it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. And I know a lot of you are probably wondering why I still have the rear seats in, why I still have some door panels and whatnot. I just ran out of time for this race. Will those be deleted in the future? Probably. But as you know, I'm trying to do this all while keeping any errors off of this center screen because I don't like to see errors. Those back seats are gonna probably take some time for me to figure it out. The airbags in the car, now that I have everything figured out, is easy. Even showing this front passenger safety restraint system fault, I've been able to get like 3 updates now. But yeah, the brackets are good so far. There might be a little tweaking on those. That's why I haven't emailed anybody back that's asked if I would be selling them yet. If you're still interested, everything is down in the description. Go and email me and I'll put you on the list. I really think this road trip will be a great way to test them out, see if any tweaks need to be made. But man, I'm really excited how these came out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little mini series. Let me know if you want more stuff like this, because there's a lot of other mods coming to this car, a lot of other stuff coming, and mini episodes, stuff like this is something I can easily do. Just because this was such a complicated, drawn out process, I really thought doing one video would be one really long one when I could make some short ones and kind of show you guys a little bit more in depth on stuff. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's basically it for this one. We will be racing in Laguna, so definitely keep an eye out for that. I'm actually thinking this Friday, June 28th, I'm actually thinking about doing a live stream on some hot laps. Hot laps, basically we go all out on some laps at Laguna, see what kind of times we can set. So if that is something you guys want to see, comment down below and I will try my hardest to make that happen. As long as I have cell phone coverage and service, we will be live streaming some of those hot laps. Should be a great time though. Super excited to see a lot of you guys out there too at the Tesla Corsa that are coming out. It should be a great time to meet up with everybody, show off these seats a little bit, because this is the first Model 3 in the world with racing seats. Super excited to have it. That's basically it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As always, huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Abstract Ocean, for really helping make all this possible. If you guys are looking to accessorize your Model SX or Model 3, kind of like this one, definitely check them out in the links below. Using code Tesla Inventory will get you 15% off your first purchase. As always though, a thumbs up if you enjoyed that video. Go and click here to subscribe here for some other ones, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.